Well, it's a survival, well, not survival suit, it's a heated suit to try and keep you from freezing to death. And in sub-zero temperatures, basically. Plug it into the aircraft battery, and away you go. If you go into the water, you've got to make sure you unplug it first. Well, we're getting ready to head out, but the weather's closed in again, it's down to the ground. But we've got to get prepared. This is a half-hour's job.
Have you got a main socket?
No.
That's good, because I don't think he wants one.
I've never seen it.
It's not as though we're just going for a 30-40 mile run along the coast. We've got a long way to go to Greenland, and if we suddenly find it down to the ground when we're 200 miles out over the water, or rather down to the sea, I should say, you know, we're in a lot of trouble.
It's so frustrating, it's not real. At a low point when the weather was really bad and that, mainly I was thinking if I delay them any longer, nobody's going to get across, and it may be better just to let them get across and me not get the record at all and not finish the flight. But it was only a thought for about 1 minute, and then I put it out of my head. I thought, no, I've not come all this way, I'm not going to finish it.
Yeah, well, the options today, you know, it's getting on now, it's 11:45. Colin left half an hour ago. We are going to a little disused airfield called Sagalik, which is on the east coast of Labrador, which is a really good kick-off point tomorrow morning to get to Greenland. The only thing that is a little bit suspect is the place itself. It's a disused airfield. Aircraft have been in there, but whether there's anywhere to stay is another matter, and we've also been told to caution polar bears.
Hello. I'm about an hour out of Kuujjuaq now, on our way to Sagalik, which is a remote, disused airfield on the east coast of Labrador. We were quite worried about the weather to start with. A bit unpredictable, no weather forecasts for that area. At the moment we've landed about 100 yards from two enormous buffalo.
Thank you very much.
He looked like he was charging us.
You are.
Clouds are low over the sea, and we don't know whether the runway is exposed yet or not. Well, arrival in Sagalik. Quite an extraordinary place, absolutely beautiful.
Colin?
Really the top right-hand corner of the world.
Landing in Sagalik, the team discovered it wasn't quite the old, disused airfield they'd been led to believe.
We went over to this disused, what we thought was a disused airfield. It turned out to be an early warning station for the Canadian government, and we weren't really supposed to be there.
What I'll do is, once I get the names, I'll call Murphy and Goose Bay.
Okay.
And see what we can arrange for.
Okay, great.
All top security stuff, and they had to get permission from the government before we could actually go up into the early warning station. But it ended up a really good night there. They put us up there and they gave us food and a bed, and very interesting place.
It's 6:45 in the morning, and actually the weather's looking pretty good, but we've got southwesterlies. We're going up to Greenland today.
Morning, Colsby, say hello. Morning, hello, how are you? Wait. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a freezing cold ocean with icebergs in, but I'm feeling happy because I've got my friends alongside. That's nice.
It started to put the triviality of all the infighting and low morale into second place.
Miles and miles of freezing cold oceans to go over, so just keep your fingers crossed now. That's all we can do.
We'd always agreed that for this stretch we would all stick together because of the safety angle.
dropping down to low level and meeting up with the helicopter. We did some nice flying around the icebergs, and Q landed on one of the icebergs. Wow, look at that. There's Q sitting on an iceberg. And I flew around him filming. I was thinking to myself, it's a bit dodgy landing on an iceberg, because some of them were cracking up and breaking up, and there's a helicopter that weighs well over a ton parked on this iceberg, and I was thinking, if that gives way now, is a goner, you know.
It's the most stunning community and most awesome aesthetic. The icebergs, the whales, the scale of everything, the visuals, the sun over the water and reflecting off the icebergs, and the light and the blueness, and the polar bears and the...
So we were just talking about sticking Jennifer out on a rock as bait for polar bears. We're desperate to see a polar bear.
Well, here we are going over the Arctic waters of Greenland. We're on the east coast. This, as you can see, we've got icebergs. It's floating ice everywhere. It must be just about 0 degrees, this water.
It's the Greenland ice cap, finally petering out at the southern tip of Greenland, down into this fjord.
Ooh. We've got a great day, and we hope we're going to keep this weather window. Well, it'd be great if we had it all the way to Stornaway, but at the moment we're very thankful we got this, and we're enjoying some beautiful Arctic weather.
I think we must all feel brilliant about it. It's a mega hurdle, and all the pessimists and all the people offering advice and cautions and saying that, you know, we're being irresponsible, at least Colin was, and putting the SAR people at risk. You know, you've just got to be patient. You take a day, and then the risks are minimised.
And we picked up this high pressure zone that just picked us up from there and followed us. The luckiest weather scenario we could possibly have had anywhere. This high pressure zone followed us across Greenland, up the Greenland coast, across to Iceland. We're in Reykjavik, Iceland. We're going to be heading east along the coast to Hornafjord, about 200 miles, and then making the water crossing to the Faroe Islands.
It should be a lovely flight. Black lava beaches, hot springs, mountains, and blue skies.
After witnessing the geological marvels of Iceland, the team pressed on to the Faroe Islands, their last port of call before reaching the UK.
And after 3 months, it's unbelievable to think that this is the last piece of sea, our last water crossing. This is a very significant moment. This is the Isle of Lewis, Stornaway, and we are arriving in the United Kingdom.
We are back in the UK. I don't know, I just feel very mixed emotions. It's, I think, overall, I just feel a sense of, oh, I don't know, just the fact that it's all about to end. I can't quite cope with it. Back to all the sort of domestic problems and shopping at Sainsbury's and all the sort of the normal daily things.
But the adventure wasn't quite over yet. They would not be able to claim any round-the-world records until they'd flown 600 miles further south, down the length of England to Brooklands near London. The record attempt had begun there 99 days before, and now friends, family and the world's media had turned out to greet the heroes home.
I think she's definitely taken it all in her stride, but you've got to have a little bit of crazy wildness for a 60-year-old woman to take off and fly around the world, leave her family for 3 months. It's pretty spectacular stuff.
There were a couple of times on the trip when I kept thinking, oh, I really want to say stop, you know, come home, it's too dangerous. But I'm so pleased, and I'm so thrilled for Jennifer as well. You know, it's such an achievement for both of them, and also for the film crew. You know, people forget that there was Quinton Smith also went round with them, and the film crew that have also missed their family for 3 months.
We've got 6 minutes to go now. The trip is nearly at an end.
I'm quite sad that it's over, but I desperately need to return to some normality.
Well, behind me, now history in the making. Jennifer Murray, age 60, the first woman to circumnavigate the globe in a helicopter. And Colin Bodill, 10 years younger, for him, world records too. The Now Challenge has finally come home.
I feel a great sense of achievement, and I'm very proud of having done what I've done.
We've done it. We've done it. We're here.
Were there times when you thought you might not do it, and you've had some terrible ups and downs, haven't you?
Oh yeah, but only once did I really think that maybe I've taken on too much. That was near the beginning when I had a magneto failure, but since then I've been determined, and well, we're here. There are a great many helicopter pilots who are vastly superior to me in skill, but maybe just haven't got that driving force and motivation.
It's quite an aviation feat, actually. You know, individually it was quite hard, but to do it together is actually much harder than the sum of the difficulty of all of them, because everybody has the shortcomings of each aircraft. So it's quite a hard aviation thing to do.
Yeah, it's just, I remember thinking it's fantastic that everyone's took the trouble to turn out and come and meet us, and but I was just a bit numb. You know, for the first half hour I was a bit numb. It was hard to take it all in, really.
How do you feel?
Relieved to get it down, because then it's very turbulent over here, you know, coming over the building, so it was a job to be down.
The week after was quite difficult to cope with, you know. It was, of course, there were things to keep us busy, things to do, and there was a lot of media demands, which helped.
For me, the records are irrelevant. The actual exercise of taking a helicopter and doing that, and doing it for the helicopter, that for me is the thing.
I don't really feel like a hero, you know. I know it's quite a big challenge that I undertook and did, but you know, I feel like heroes are people who run into a burning building and drag somebody out and save their life. I don't really feel like a hero.
Yeah, well done.